the moment.
The marketing, the narrative. I mean,
know?
Blueface couldn't even rap on beat, but you know why we know who he is? Because he couldn't rap on beat. And now he can. And he probably could the whole time. He probably could rap the whole time. So here's the thing though. It's like I don't like anyone who says that rap doesn't require talent is not listening to the right shit. Or that untalent. All that is your taste doesn't understand the market. Is that your taste is different from the broader market.
I don't think it needs talent.
But here's the thing though, bro, is like if everyone likes some shit and you don't, everybody else is not wrong. You're wrong.
Primo, I just put my team on.
Just how it's kind of been.
We're so ahead on content, and by we I mean you, because I just show up and talk. But there's so ahead of content that it's almost like even me driving here today, I was like, do we really need to do it?
I mean,
I enjoy it, but at the end of the day, right? Because we were talking about this too, is that the purpose of the podcast is to push the products, right? And so for an advertising purpose.
Hey, no.
This is a business. Hold on, but this look. There's nothing wrong about that.
Well, there's a few purposes, and we'll get into some of those, but that is an underlying one is to push some of the things that we offer. But the overarching thing is to kind of give a voice to people who are like us.
Yeah, I mean
and get to know people.
That's the selfless reason.
So you can have different reasons for doing.
That's the selfless reason. Because this is the free branch of the brand.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Exactly.
Where it's like
you're getting free value because I mean we're still providing a bunch of value, so it's not like we're just gonna take. And I mean you're only gonna want to buy this shit if this is good.
If we have authority.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't mean it in that way. I don't mean it in that way though. Where I'm glad you doubled back. Like with the reaction, because a lot of people have that reaction, but I'm not one of those people who watches something, right, or watches a podcast without the understanding that if there's a product behind it, that's a problem. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh yeah. And now I like that you said that, and like that's why I jokingly said that. But I do watch a lot of I've seen a lot of different pages, or even I've seen huge meme pages, and I'm like I DM them. I'm like, hey, do you do promo? Like, no. I'm like, why? Like, every single not to say that everyone should just be always trying to get money, but I mean, dudes got to eat.
I mean, we're business people at the end of the day, though, because to me, whenever I see something like that, it's monetizable. You know what's funny? The biggest meme pages, though, they always end up posting like weird ads for weird products.
Yeah, like there's one dude tried to reach out to me on that one ADHD page I run. He does like he's handmade like guns that he makes, and I'm like, no,
that sounds illegal.
Yeah, it's like handmade like guns. It's not like shoot a bullet, but it's like I don't know what it shoots, but I'm like, I don't want to put a gun on the page. But like, what the fuck? He had like 2 followers. I'm like, hell no, bro.
Oh yeah, no, he's definitely a crazy person.
Yeah,
no, he's like, he's like, I'll give you a free gun. I'll give you a free unregistered firearm if you post this.
Yeah, no, bro, but. No, that is an underlying goal, but again, I've been loving just getting to meet people, getting to talk to people, and learning how to listen.
Yeah,
it's been helpful. I think it's translated very well into us. Like we were on one of our episodes, we were talking about something we learned in church. As far as handling your anger, you got to be slow to speak and quick to listen, or something like that. And like on the podcast, even when we sat down with Menace Media, when we sat down with Bird, the owner of here, it was like I have to get in my listening, like know how to listen, not just waiting to talk or actually like. And when you do that, I've been learning so much. Like from Bird, I learned a lot from her. Like I can't wait for that to drop. Like
me too, because I wasn't here. I want to watch it.
I didn't even know that she had ADHD, so that just kind of just broke everything. Because like homeschooling, I mean the book, just nursing.
Yeah, she does a lot of shit. A lot of shit. Like, it's amazing. Super productive people. That's the thing people think about. The thing about ADHD is that you hyper focus, right? But if you tilt that in a direction of productivity instead of a direction not of productivity, then you could excel tremendously. You know what I mean? Like that's the thing about it is like, because people like to say it's like you can't focus. It's like it's not that you can't focus. It's not that you can't focus. It's just that only specific things draw your focus.
Yes, and I will go as far to say if someone with ADHD, like I hate that schools and the owners. I feel like if there's more like entrepreneurs and there's more innovative people who own schools, like everybody will just be so much more just advanced and smart. But like schools never thought like, oh, the students are doing bad, it's us, it's the students. So now we're gonna put higher restrictions and people are gonna need to live. No, how about you get more creative with the
You talking about
curriculum?
like high schools or like public
Or
schools,
any
colleges?
any schools? Because it's
Listen,
like if you're losing my
yeah.
attention, that means you're fucking up.
I,
School is the only place where you're allowed to lose the attention of your audience and you blame the audience. That's crazy.
I am a firm believer that school is a fucking scam. Like it's I mean like our whole state funded school system is damn near bullshit with the curriculum because it's like, look, and I see that with my daughter today. She's 4. She's going to be 5 in 2 months. We have to wake up at fucking 6:30 in the morning to take her to school. Like, you know how many hours do you know how many hours of sleep a kid needs at her age 4?
Probably at least 10.
12 to 15 hours of sleep. Okay. Yeah, well, in a day, she specifically doesn't nap. I mean, my 2-year-old sleeps about that because it's like 12 hours at night. 7, we put them to bed at 7 p.m. Wake up at 7 a.m. That's 12. Nap, 3-hour nap, 2-hour nap in the middle of the day. You need that though because you're growing. Now you throw it on a 4-year-old, get to school for 8 hours at, you know what I mean? Like that's not. And I'm not saying like the school that she's in is nice and it is like a public school or whatever. It's good. And I'm not saying it has no value, but it's like school is like a sliver of value. It's like a sliver. Yeah. It's for a specific type of person. And I would argue, especially as technology advances forward and there's more opportunities to make money. Cause like, what is the purpose of school? Like, really think about that. What do you think the purpose of school? Because it's like you can make arguments about what the purpose even is. Like, do you even need to go to school? Like, if my 10-year-old was learned crypto trading or learned, I shouldn't say crypto trading because that's a little too crazy. But if they just learned trading or like stocks, or they learned like how to sell on Etsy, do you need school?
And I guess the argument can be made is I feel like you need school for everything, but like I feel like you need school up until like learning how to read, write, 2+2, some times tables, really some of them.
But I mean, do you?
But like you need some of that, but then the rest of it is just a social aspect.
Well, for sure, the social.
It doesn't need to come from school, but I think you just need that 6 to 7 hours a day with a bunch of kids as you're growing.
But look, we can take this farther. Do you need arithmetic?
I mean, at this point, I think you need enough to be able to. I think you need to know like the shit that you.
Now let me get this. Let me clear this up though. I'm not making a case. That no one needs to learn to read, write, or do basic math. I'm not making that case. I'm really super playing devil's advocate because the thing is like this, right? Do you need? I mean, you should know how to fucking read. But with technology, do you need to know how to read? When you could take your phone and scan something and have it read it to you.
Yeah, I saw that app. I need that app.
That's probably the best argument for school. Like can they hear you? It prepares you for the best options. And that's what high school is supposed to be, right? Because it's like kindergarten up until up till 5th grade, it's like basic reading, writing,
and
math.
They teach manners though. They also teach manners in kindergarten.
They do. Yeah. They socialize exactly what you were saying. They socialize. That's very important.
Like my business, like when I'm going to write a caption, I think back to when I submitted a basic ass paper and my English teacher was like, "No, you need to come with more teeth." Like,
damn.
You need to say use a better word, and then I'm using those same.
I do hear you in there.
Tools to create this caption, even though it's for my own business. I'm not working for somebody. But even if I was, I could be a social media manager. I could write a newspaper.
But is that the curriculum that was created by the school, or was that you had a good teacher?
A combination. Because I feel like it was the curriculum to have them write these papers so they can learn the skill, and then the teacher is there to say, "No, you can do better than this."
Yeah,
I do better. Yeah. This you did what the paper said. You wrote a good paper. It's good. You gotta be, but I want you to do better than that.
Here's my basic argument. I understand that. Here's my basic argument. I'm not opposed to education, but the way that you can get educated now is there are so many different options besides school.
I think school is actually really good for like people like myself though, because it's like the thing is the only reason why I would go get educated at that age is if someone told me. Like I'm not gonna like as long as it just school. I think you need the idea of school, but like as far as where it's at, I think that school is an idea. Like you just need somewhere to get educated regularly, but it doesn't need to be school.
Yeah, I mean, I'm for obviously the socialization aspect. Yes, you should learn basic math, reading, all of that. But I make an argument that the socialization aspect is the most important thing, and that's like with homeschooling, that's what you don't get. But I think there's a stigma though attached to people who homeschool that they're weird, and I don't think that's necessarily
we talked about that with Bird, and she homeschools her kids, and she's like her daughter is a cool kid. Like she has friends, and there's homeschool groups. I think back in the day, maybe it could have been a little weird.
When we
but
weren't
now
so
with
connected.
Social media, you're not gonna be weird. You can talk to someone in Australia.
We could have this conversation for fucking ever because I haven't, obviously, because I made like 9 ignorant ass statements in a row. You know what I mean? So I didn't really think about it too deeply, but like my mind sometimes wanders to the like the real function of school, because I feel like people.
Especially you have 2 kids that are in schools. I mean, it makes sense that you're thinking.
And I hated school. I always hated school. I was in first grade and I got a detention for not wearing my tie 3 days in a row. I've always been scramble brained. I went to a Catholic school.
Scramble brain.
I've always been scramble brained. I was always late. My mom was always rushing me into the door, and I'm kind of doing that with my kids now. I was all, you know what I mean? And so like, yeah, I got detentions in school. I was in latchkey. So like my day when I was that young, from basically first to fifth grade, was I'd show up at like 6:30 to St. Pius, and then I would leave at 6. Like I'd be there for 12 hours. But a lot of my socialization and like how I view friends and how I keep good friends is because I was in latchkey. Do you know what latchkey is?
Yeah, I had to do latchkey for a little bit. I love latchkey.
So all of my best friend in the world, his name is Mark, and he lives in Saginaw right now. And here's his home address now. He he lives in Saginaw now, and now we still talk on so occasionally, like we'll send each other memes and shit. But I got really close with him because in latchkey you're almost like this, you're little kids, right? But it's like it's only like 20 of you, right?
Yeah.
And then some kids get picked up like within an hour, and you're like fucking lightweight, So me and Mark, it was me, Mark, my buddy Tim. We were in the trenches. My buddy Tim and his brother Steven. We were like the 4, and shout out to Steven. But we were in that bitch. And then the Tarabulas, Mark and Brian, they were twins. Their last name was Tarabula. We were in that bitch till the sun went down. So we were like the lifers, and so we became real close. But so it's something like, because if you're in school, there's, besides recess, there's not there is one-on-one time, but you can't form those bonds. But when you're with other kids in latchkey, and we're all kind of like, I want to go home, but my mom works, and then they're like, I want to go home, but my mom works. They're like Pokemon, So there's a deeper bond there. So I think like latchkey, like sort of like the base for deep friendships. And I learned that really early because my mom was working, you know what I mean? So that's, that was, it was just the situation I was put in, because imagine being in, like, when you're in school, it's like 20 kids, but then imagine being 3 hours with just 6.
Yeah, and you don't have to do school. You get to do whatever you want.
Yeah. Well, they tried to get us to do homework, but
hell no, mine was we was off the rails, bro. I didn't get to do it as often because it cost it. My mom only did it when she super duper had to.
Yeah.
But like when she did, it was so fun. It was at a school for every time I was about to say the phrase. I remember when you said it in front of him, when you said the girls with the Air Force, and you're like, what, white girls? Every time I'm about to say that, I'm like but no, it was a white school, and they
Cracker Town.
They had the best. White schools just have the best food, and they would bring snacks. They had the goldfish, not all these goldfish, but like.
Why you gotta keep talking shit about?
I had to do it one more time, but no, that was a crazy. I don't have any friends.
Aldi says bronze fish.
I don't have any lifelong friends. None. I just lost the longest friend I had like recently, but I don't have any lifelong friends. Like, you have a friend from latchkey. That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, we're not. It's just the bond is too deep because we went through so much.
But just
together.
having his number now today, like everybody that was my best friend in like elementary, but before, I don't even know what they look like, where they are.
Me and him, we got really close, like, because our families, and I think about this too with my kids, because my daughter right now, there's a kid in her class, and she really likes this kid. They're best friends. This kid is the shit. He's like 5. He's kind of chubby, but he has green hair. like green, long curly hair. He's awesome, dude. This kid is like, I don't know, like, yeah, he's like, I think he's like a Puerto Rican kid too, or he's Dominican or something, or he's like whatever. And this kid is so boisterous, like he's just so animated all the time.
It sounds like he tentatively has your blessing. Tentatively.
I love this kid. Just in the brief interaction that I've seen this kid, because he's just so because like Evelina isn't super shy, but like every time he's got energy that I like in this kid. He's just excited. I mean, he's fucking 5, but even more so, like he's just this character, right? But anyway,
get him on a pod.
Yeah, get him. Yeah. No, but I'm going through it right now where it's like it's hard for me to, and it's kind of hard for me. It's hard for me because I want to link them up outside of school. I want to link them up outside of school because
has your blessing.
No, well, it's because those things are important, like for the kids. You know what I mean? So it's like to make a bond and get it deeper, and then have friends that aren't your family, in addition to your family.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So that you can kind of get other view, because there's risks in staying in your family and being oversaturated by your family's viewpoints, which some people argue is what you do. I would argue that you kind of need to touch base on other people's families and viewpoints and see how they do things. I think that makes you broader,
because your parents are imperfect, and that's why so many people are racist and sexist and all that,
because
your parents are teaching you that, and
I'm teaching my daughters racist, sexist. No, I'm just kidding. But it's because it was so important to me. My friend Mark is still, to this day, I'm gonna be 33. He's still so very important to me. You did it, no, he's still very important to me. But it's like we were literally friends from like 6 years old, and then we like actively hung out all the way up until he went to college, and then we still hung out like when he was in town. And I owe him a concert. Actually, he invited me to go to a concert. That's his thing. He goes to rock shows and shit. Like he's been to like no bullshit 500 rock shows in his life.
Wow.
And that's from his dad. Anyway, we could talk about it anyway. but yeah, those friend relationships are important. I think
they are. I mean, that's an important conversation to have. And one thing that you had mentioned earlier, I'm trying to this shit is like about to make me fucking off myself.
Lefty Lucy. Go Lefty Lucy.
It's like this. Oh, so this is like, okay, I see what's happening, and it's not worth dealing with. But one thing you had mentioned about us being like so ahead of content, and that was the reason why. I mean, they're not going to release. I mean, they have. No one really cares right now. Like people just care about the short first, so nobody really cares that there wasn't shit. Because we never really stopped posting reels on Instagram, but we did just take a brief hiatus from like posting actual full length episodes just to get our structure together. There were some times I was coming up here with champagne. Today you said you're smelling like flowers. So we wanted to get it so that if we're having a serious conversation, it's serious, all the way down. And then, basically kind of like we wanted to separate business from pleasure, basically, in a way. And I have a space where I can just be chill. And again, I'm never going to censor myself, but I do feel like, I used to work with Jason Capital for Jason Capital, and there was a video where he was doing a webinar, or he was doing like a in-person like event, and he had on no shoes, and he was eating as he was talking to somebody called him, and he was like responding, and then someone commented, how disrespectful and this and that, and there was like a big debate where some people agreed, some people didn't. It's like, hey, if you get to that point where you can fill a room with people, you can do whatever you want. And some people are like, well, no, you should treat people, who are watching with respect. And I'm like, I was trying to find like a happy medium. And I'm like, I do feel like we should separate, a pod where we're kind of doing whatever we want. And then a pod where, we're talking about business. Because there's going to be people who are, now becoming a business owner, I'm learning that time is so valuable. And it's like, sometimes when you see a title, you just want that, bro. You just want to get that. You don't want all the extra. And sometimes you're clicking because you want to chill. And I feel like the Preem pod is going to be not really to chill, but I mean, if you're creative, if you're someone, if you're creative, you're an athlete as well, which is coming soon. Creative athletes, people who, some entrepreneurs, but like, on a calmer level, on a way where we're more playful, having more fun. But on the other, or our new podcast, the Hyperactive Hustler, that is going to be dedicated to entrepreneurship, marketing, ADHD tips and tricks, and just open discussions about things that people don't really talk about with ADHD, or people just untouched topics. Like even what you mentioned about, the hyperfocus, and how people think that people with ADHD Oh yeah, I have ADHD. I have ADHD. I have ADHD too because I forget things. That's a hard shit to say right now.
ADHD too.
I have
Revenge of
ADHD
the
too.
ADHD.
I have that too because I forget things, and it's like, okay, no, you have now to do something that is so intricate, something that has so many layers down to forgetting things, and that's when it gets dangerous.
Yeah.
So it's like the hyperactive hustle will be more so to like empower and educate entrepreneurs with or without ADHD, depression, anxiety. Someone who wants to do better, but there are internal forces stopping you. That will be the podcast to tune in, get some really, really good nuggets, take some notes, and then, do what you want with that. This is going to be now the Preem Pod will be music reviews, open discussions around creativity, around music, NBA talks coming soon. And I do want you on some of those episodes.
That would be the sports ones.
Yeah, I do.
I'm just gonna be in the background, like they're gonna be talking to me, like that's the one with the orange ball, right?
That's but like we're only talking basketball because I only watch basketball. I don't know anything else. I mean, I know enough to go out with some dudes and they think I know.
I don't even know what
I know the rules of every single.
I don't even know what the positions in basketball are.
Oh man,
I know point guard.
Okay.
I know blocky.
That was close to
I know Shupawaps. And I know left wing and right wing.
Oh no, that's soccer.
I only know point guard.
Man, but point guard is the most important. So
they're like the quarterback, right?
Basically, they're the quarterback.
They're like the half coach. They like stand. They're the ones standing on the 3-point line. What's the?
Oh yeah, they stand out there and they go like this.
Yeah, that's
so you see guard. The pictures. You see the pictures.
Yeah, because they're pointing. That's why it's a point guard because they're the ones who point at the guard. But the guard's another position. So this is what I think. This is everything right now. This is before the Big Bang. This is the way I look at this. This is why I keep saying this is preseason, right? Because this podcast specifically, there is a world that this, the Preem Pod, isn't even going to exist. Because what this is, to me, is, especially you during this time, is figuring out all these angles. Because what I think it's going to end up being is it's going to be Preem Media, and then it's going to be, that show, this show, that show, this show, under this, and then all of the channels are going to be split into their own things, and then Preem Media is just going to run that, right? Like, because that's generally how it goes. But you can see it naturally where people go. Like, you see it with sort of like streamers, right? Where it's like they'll start with like a video game, right? And then their channel will be dedicated to that video game, but then they'll want to do discussions on like just gameplay. But then they'll start doing discussions about like maybe reviews or maybe retrospectives. And then they put it on their channel, but then it muddies up their thing. So the natural course of action is to split those things into other channels.
Yeah.
Right. And then so you just do all the content, but it's on specific channels. And that way you can maximize the audience and make sure that the audience that's there hitting the subscribe button or following the page, it's there for them because, and that's what Rose the engineer right now, because I'm going to do my rap shit, but I'm going to make new pages for that. And I'm going to do my video games and I'm going to make new pages for that. Yeah. And, I might
collaborate with all of them. That collaboration feature is the shit.
It's amazing. But I think I would collaborate. I actually thought about this the other day. Like, let's say I have these 3 things that I'm doing. I'd probably only collaborate maybe once a month, right? Unless it pertains to that. Exactly. Yeah. Because what it is, it's like, it's just you, and then you're running all these things. Now me, until I get my finances a little right, but it's like all the plans are there, but that's where we are with this, right? Because it's like you have so many ideas and that you're implementing because there's so much to do for the setup that once things start to really get rolling, these things will present themselves. But it's like, excuse me, that was kind of gross. I just stomached into the mic. It was like, yeah, that was an orc.
Oh wow,
it was the orc that lives in my belly. But yeah, no, that's how things naturally evolve, right? So it's like, and again, I'll say it a million billion times. It's like, I don't really care about this till episode 50. Even this, anything. So because it's like, it's going to constantly evolve. There's constantly going to be shit that gets fucked up. It's constantly going to be move this here, move that there, do this, focus on this, because my idea is, at some point I want to do my own podcast and shit, but I want to do it all under Preem Media anyway.
Yeah.
Especially once your resources go, because my real dream is to just make 10,000 a month and then play video game. Well, really be with my family and do what I want to do. You know what I mean?
Because it's to do what you would do.
Yeah. Anyway. You know what I mean? Because I'll even Rose the engineer, there's a world in 3 years where I'm not even engineering anymore, depending. Because like, I want to do it for for fun because I enjoy making music with people. Who was I with? I was with someone, damn, the other day, and he did a song that reminded me why I love doing the
Were
shit.
we there? Because that one guy who was there when we were putting up the shit, that shit was hard.
He's amazing.
That
Phoenix.
shit was hard.
I forgot how to pronounce his last name. It's either Holler or Holy. No, this kid is amazing,
bro. And
Phoenix,
I love
Phoenix
how
is
you
amazing.
walked him, and that was when I was like, bro.
So look,
both of y'all,
I'm
was
gonna
giving y'all flowers.
that's
man.
like he.
That was a beautiful
I think
session.
we've only done 4 sessions together, but here's the thing: he walked in and on his first song, he basically did some shit like that, and I was like, I'm just gonna let this kid go because I wanted to see what his musical intelligence is, I'm gonna argue this kid's musical intelligence is beyond mine.
Wow.
You know, I would say so.
But he was very intentional with a lot of shit he was doing.
Super
he was like,
dumbass intentional.
I want to come back, and I was like,
yeah.
dude.
So I only give him ideas. I only give him ideas when he's exhausted his ideas. You know, because I don't want to get in the way of him specifically because
he trusts you a lot. I can tell he already trusts you a lot.
Yeah,
so
he does, but I let him run because it's like I am an observer with him where I'm like, let's see what he does because it's like he's got 90% of it mapped out, and I just kind of put the cherry on top a lot of times.
Yeah,
you know,
because I want to drop you. Oh my god, I need to hear that song, bro. Like I need to connect with bro. I need him.
Yeah, I kind of want him on here too because he actually I think he went viral on TikTok too. I
can see that.
I think he's one of those
relatable music.
He's one of those not off music, off something else, off like being funny or something. But I really like his music. I really like that kid's energy, and like I believe in him. He could be like a megastar. He really could. I don't know him well enough to really make that statement because I don't know his particular struggles.
I'm gonna talk to him.
But he's one of those people kind of on my list where I'm like, if I get some sort of something, I want to I want to get a little more involved with the whole process for him anyway. But no, he's super good. But yeah, but really it's just making money doing what I want to do because like it's really hard for me to like kind of stick in certain moods and really like I kind of want to float. I kind of want to float, and I want to monetize basically the activities of my day. And I don't really care. Like 10,000 is the goal because 10,000 will pay for my entire lifestyle right here in this middle class lifestyle. And then obviously
that 10K is now middle class.
Yeah, it is. But and it's only getting worse. But yeah, so it's like I've just kind of leaned into like I don't have like ambition in the same way that I did. I don't have like toxic ambition. I don't have like get the fuck out of my way ambition. You know what I mean? And that's good for some people, but I attribute that to me having a family earlier than I should. I shouldn't earlier than I should have where I was in my life, not necessarily early.
You did pretty good. I mean, most people it's like 19, 18.
So, yeah, dude. My sister had a kid at 19 and
you're still a child.
Yeah, well, I still kind of feel like a child in a lot of senses, and I'm 30, and so it's, but anyway, we'll see how it goes with this because it's like everything that you're doing, you're every week I talk to you, it's like it's closer and closer and closer and closer to a focal point. You know what I mean? So I'm just kind of I'm waiting on you, but I'm not waiting in the sense of like hurry up. I'm just kind of like I'm just waiting.
I'm glad.
I'm waiting my turn because there's a lot of shit that I should be doing to help that I just don't have the energy to do, quite honestly.
No, but you had that one talk you had with me. I really needed that talk when you were just like, you have to do the thing, and it's like, you have to do all the things that you're able to do, and if that's not enough to get it off, then you need to. That's what I got out of that conversation because you're basically telling me like you can't be depending on other people for your thing. You have to do your thing, and you can't expect other people to do shit for your thing for free until it's like make money.
Correct. Yeah.
And I was just like, damn. And I kind of had to. I did like I made after that. It was a hard pill to swallow. But after that discussion, like I did go back in my office. I was like, okay, let me rewrite a lot of this because a lot of my plan it depended on someone else doing this thing, and I'm like, I'm in a point where I am like pretty much toxic ambition where it's like it is move the fuck out the way. Like,
you can afford that though. You can afford that though because you have. But look, here's the second part of that maybe you might have. I don't know if the second part that's the most important part for me. I remember that conversation and I was a little abrasive with you on that. But the reason is because most of my failings at Bank Rose was having ideas, because I'm very good at unifying people. I'm very good at creating the plan. I'm very good at seeing potential in people and understanding what you're capable of, but I'm not good at making people actually do it. And what I learned is you just need to pay them. So what I didn't have was the resources, those resources. So here's the thing, right? It's like, you can't expect someone to do something off of your vision for a long time. You can kind of get them going, but you need to throw something. But here's the thing.
I mean, something tangible, but some people will. Because I mean, the thing is, I am that person.
But you know what they get? You know what they get though when they do it off the free? What? When it pops, they own part of it.
Exactly. So and everybody from the beginning who believes in anything, like it's always like your grandfathered in.
Right. But the thing is, if it's yours, you have to do all this work, because, and I've said this, and I might even.
I see what you're getting at.
And if those things aren't in agreement, like with exactly what is being done at what percentage, then that's where shit fucks up and falls off, because then everyone thinks that they are the reason, and they're all right, but they're all wrong. But here's the thing, right? Is like, I told you, I can't do this. These are the 3 things that I can focus my energy on, and it's not fuck you, and you're doing too much. You're putting too much faith in other people to do shit or whatever I said to you. But because it's going to take you maybe in your head a month longer than it would have taken, or 2 months longer than it would have taken if you had help, that's going to pay you like a 10, 50x multiple, because you set everything up. Because then you don't have partners, you have employees, or you have partnerships. Right. Like not a partner, but partnerships. Right. Exactly. Right. But it's all on you. So and I've said this publicly on the podcast, you're going to touch M's. I'm going to hit 6 figures. Fucking with you, I'm going to hit 6 figures. You're going to touch M's, but you deserve it. And I deserve my 6 figures. I don't deserve M's. I'll only deserve an M if you have 8 figures. Like, really. And that's how it's going to be, because the work is relative, because all the time you're putting in now, where I'm waiting, I'm just waiting my turn, where you're staying up 20 hours doing 95 things, and I'm scrambling, living my life. It's because you're putting in those hours, and I'm over here doing what I'm doing. And that's, so you deserve it. And you're going, it'll play like that. So it's like, but you can't. And general advice is that only, and I say this a million times, only add someone if they already have their own motion, or if you can pay them. Right. You can sell a dream to someone for so long, but that exhausts itself rapidly. Yeah.
I just lost a rep, and I'm so sad about it, man. R.I.P. Oliver, bro. Like that was a real dog. I mean, he made like $1,200 working with me, but that was in a pretty long span. Oh man, Oliver. So like I had a rep who was working with me during a time where I was figuring shit out.
Yeah.
But that's the thing about this whole process, is I've been just figuring shit out. But he was there from the beginning, and he started working with me, and things were slow, and I was like, oh, I'm taking a break, and then my leg stopped working, and then I was in the hospital because I overworked myself, and then it just kept being things that slowed the business down. Then I got scammed by a marketing company. Then I was like, okay, I'm done, and like I had like 8 other people, and they all kind of just, all right, this is stupid, like I'm done. But like he just kept, he's like, I know you're onto something, like I know it. He stayed with me for months and months, and then we finally, he one deal finally closed, like a high ticket deal, and he got paid his commission. It was over 1,000, and he was happy, and we were still going. But even that 1,000, like just because it was so many months, like even that 1,000, he just recently he might end up like reaching back out. But I think,
was it one of those things where he's like, I want to be here, but I just can't?
Like he never said that, but he's just so nice, and I don't think he wanted to say that to me. So I wouldn't even. I hate when people decide to just cut you off and don't say anything. But this is the one point where I wouldn't blame him, because he showed up whenever I needed him. He did what I needed him to do. He made his money. But I think it was just a little bit, it was it was chaotic. Because like now, if he were to like hit me back up right now, the way things are right now, he would fucking love it. Like everything is like.
Well, why don't you hit him back? Because look, like
I just don't want to. I feel like I'd rather wait for him to come back, because I just don't want to.
Would he be valuable to you?
I mean, he was doing settings, so he wasn't doing anything that's just like irreplaceable. But right. I mean, he was just a really good guy, and he also had he dealt with some ADHD things and depression and stuff like that. So it was
so he might not know. This is the thing about leaving things up in the air, right? He might, because he didn't communicate.
So basically what happened was, I'll give you more context. He said like, things have been weird, and he wasn't responding, and he just kept like, but then he said like, I feel sick, or like he was feeling sick or something like that. He's sick, and he's going to hit me back up once he's not sick or something. And that was like over a month ago. So I'm like, it's either like he's still sick or
I like to be very aggressive with my honesty to a point that makes people uncomfortable, because in that situation,
that's where I am now.
Well, in that situation, because it's like, because you're like, you don't know, I would literally call him up and be like, hey, so look, I know you left. Is it because like it wasn't enough money? Is it because this? Is it because
I
this?
did that with Lord.
Did you?
Yeah, I mean, I just was like, hey, like, the meeting was weird and like, you don't really respond. And when I asked for availability, like you gave availability completely out of what I said we need. So I'm like, do you not really just not want to do this? And he just never responded, and just I guess that was his answer. But
well, he's had success. The thing about him specifically, this is the shit talking everyone. This is the airing everyone's shit out. Is like he has a vision, and I think he prioritizes freedom, and he has a chip on his shoulder. And these are all things that I understand.
You can really hear the chip on his shoulder, like
but he's not a lot of things.
And I don't take it personally. I don't think he's a bad guy at all.
No, he's not.
I just don't think, and I don't blame anybody. I'm not taking anything personal, but I don't think anyone who comes and goes out of my life and out of the things I do understands how big the things I'm doing will be.
But listen, it doesn't matter though to someone like him, because I understand too. Like, and even me, it's like I prioritize my freedom over everything.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's like it's going to be big, but this is what I mean though about you can only sell a vision so long, right? Where it's going to be you in your heart, you know how big it's going to be, but everyone around you, it's just an idea right now. You're living in it.
But it was weird because I mean he never like had to do anything. Like I mean Gabby obviously Gabby and Trinier, they've made they've done a bunch of shoots and made money, but like he didn't. I thought when we first hired him, I thought he could do photography too. He said I don't do photography, and then like for videography, he says like this is my minimum to leave the house, and just like okay, well as a business model, if I'm giving you free leads, it should be offset. So it's like,
but he doesn't. It depends on what he wants though.
Yeah, because that's why I asked him his goals, and on our first call, it seemed like his goal was to make more money, and it was like I'm not gonna air out what he said he makes or whatever, but it was like where he wanted to be, he wasn't there yet, and it was a pretty big margin. So I'm like, okay, it seems like you would need some help, but I'm like, maybe he does. I mean, everyone has their own plan, so maybe he just has a plan that it's gonna get him there.
Well, there's certain way. I bet though, if 6 months down the line, if shit gets to popping off, then you could reach back out if you need him, right?
But then there's no need.
Right, but here's the thing. This is about for people like that. It's like it's risk versus reward with certain people.
But with him, it would be no risk. It was just kind of
no. I mean, like he doesn't, because look, I mean, even with me and my engineering, where like you're kind of on my ass to do a bunch of shit that I haven't been able to do, not because I haven't been able to, but because my energy is so pulled down, right? And there's a lot of shit I'm slacking on with shit involved in this, right? A lot of shit I'm slacking on. And that's why I've explicitly told you, like, I only care about this, and this. All that other shit, depending on how tired I am, please don't even talk to me about it. And I'm very aggressive, which is why I feel like a dick sometimes, but I'm just being honest with whatever, right? So with him, it's like you tell him what it could be. If it doesn't work in 1 week, they're out, right?
Yeah.
And type shit. But it's like, you've given me the reason I'm here right now, like outside of our friendship though, is because the things that you told me you would do, you've given me those things. Like the podcast, you basically got me the podcast. You turned me up, you hooked me up with some shit. You put some bread in my pocket, and like, you're my friend anyway though. So it's like, I would rock with you regardless to whatever capacity I could. But you have in one layer proven that what you said is going to happen, and it happened at a pace that's acceptable, right? For me. But this is the thing. Certain people that you don't know, that you only kind of have a brief conversation with in his head, because he's good. He's a great videographer, and I'm sure he makes decent money or whatever
to not work.
Right. So it's like, so he might just prioritize the freedom, and he might not care about the pacing. He might not care that it's going to take him an extra 5 years because of the freedom, or he might think that he can do it by himself. Because the reason that I didn't stay working with Royce the 5'9" was because I thought that I could basically be Mix Factory, which is what Bank Rose was, or I could be better than Mix Factory, because at the time it was me leaving Mix Factory. I was Royce the 5'9's engineer very early in my career, one of them, not his only one, very early in my career, pre-Bank Rose. So this was like 6 years ago. I was a professional engineer for like 2 years at the time. So I shouldn't have been there, basically, but and then when the opportunity for him to give me money came up, I passed on it for an opportunity to start my own shit. And that's Royce the 5'9", who has Pape, who's tied in with Eminem, because there is a 100% chance that if I took that money, I'd be Eminem's engineer right now. And I would have been probably for years. 100% chance. Because I'm that good at engineering.
And you're that good at sales and you don't even know it. But like, you're really good at selling yourself without selling yourself.
Well, that's kind of how I got in. I mean, with Royce, that whole situation, and I always say that's when I became a man as an engineer, because when the opportunity for me to record Royce hit, we recorded for 3 days in a row. Like, and I'm not exaggerating. We recorded for 72 hours. I fell asleep for 5 of those. I fell asleep on the boards, and we worked 72 hours straight. He had someone go out, get some food, get some smoothies, and we were just in that bitch.
I gotta do that.
That's when it was awesome. But he multiple times was like, "You can leave if you want to leave," and I was like, "I'm not fucking leaving," because you
gotta leave first.
It was no, it really was. I was like, "Bitch, I don't have anywhere to go. I live here. I live here." Like, and I literally at the time, because it was like a month before that, I had a girlfriend who I broke up with her and left, and we had an apartment, so I was homeless. Like, not homeless because I could always go back to my mom's, but it was in that interim of I was on my own. I didn't live with my mom's, and I was at Mix Factory working. So I just decided, instead of going back to my mom's, I would live at Mix Factory. I did end up going back to my mom's, but I literally lived there, right? And so he's like, "You can go to," I was like, "No," because I knew what it was. And then I earned his respect. You know what I mean? And then I fucked it up by, and I don't want to say I fucked it up, right? But it's like that. I didn't. No. I didn't take that opportunity because I thought that I could be the studio owner. You know what I mean? And it's like, so my life would be vastly different. What's crazy about that is, if I took that opportunity, I wouldn't even have met Bianca. That was before I met Bianca.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Definitely. And the reason I even had the confidence to ask Bianca out was because I met Bianca. She was a hostess at Buffalo Wild. She was a hostess at Buffalo Wild Wings. And I went in there with Ben, who shot the Vindictive video with me, original Bank Rose, founder actually, who fell off because of the booze. But no, we went into Buffalo Wild Wings to celebrate opening the studio. Wow. That's the reason we were there.
So that not only did you meet her because you didn't take that, but because you didn't take that, you met her.
Yeah.
Because you went. She worked at that Buffalo Wild.
There's a moment. This is the most important moment of my life as far as like the multi-dimensional timeline. So like, I don't know if I said this story on the podcast, but I'll say it quickly. Where I went in there, and then she obviously had a thing for me, and then so I would.
What does that mean?
No, it's like, when a girl likes you.
I don't. I'm retarded. I mean, I'm retarded. I'm autistic.
Well,
I don't fucking read.
No, she made it very obvious. Like, she was making very long eye contact. Mm-hmm. She was kind of.
You write this down.
She was being very like overly warm. You know what I mean? She wasn't our waitress, but kept coming to talk to me and trying to make conversation. She was trying to make conversation multiple times. But the thing about that is, I was in such a good mood because I was celebrating opening my own business for the first time, right? That I was high level confident. Yeah. Dumbass high level confident. I could have pulled Rihanna if she walked in that bitch. That's how I felt at the time. Yeah, no, for real. Yeah, kind of. But anyway, so I didn't ask for her number then. She was staring at me as I was leaving. Oh my gosh. And whatever. So, but I came back a couple times, just to try to bump into her. And then one night I did. And so here's the most critical moment of my life is she was there. It was closing time. I had like 2 beers or whatever. And I was literally only there to see her. And then I walked out, and she was right there in the kitchen, just slightly too far away for me to do anything. And I kind of slowed down, and I bitched out, and I went and I left. Right. And then I had my food or whatever, my to go. And I opened the car door, and I put my food in there, and I was literally standing there. And I know there's security camera footage of this that I wish I kept, because this is the most important moment of my entire life for trajectory. I put my food in the thing, and I was about to sit down and leave. And I was like, no, I was like, you're not a piece of shit anymore. You're not some kid with a dream. You have a studio. You've done the shit. You can ask a girl out. Stop being a bitch. And I talked myself into it. So I went in, and she was there, and I was like, do you, do you like ice cream or coffee? And she was like, dick. No, I'm just playing. No, she was like, I was like, do you like ice cream or coffee? And she's like, ice cream. And I was like, well, can I take you out for ice cream sometime? And she's like, yes. So that's
a hell of a fucking opener, bro.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Because I mean, every girl loves fucking dude.
Well, it kind of determines what type of girl you are. Anyway, it's like if you know, do you like the because it's almost like people who love ice cream don't like coffee, and people who like coffee don't love ice cream.
I
You know
feel
what I
that
mean?
like on like a general basis. I feel
Yeah.
that.
Well, it kind of determines what
like ice cream people are fun people, coffee people are like maybe serious, you know.
Yeah, but those are both low key dates because the ice
Yeah.
cream thing
Ice
is like
cream is such a date.
yeah, you go in, you get the ice cream, and then you walk
And then it's on
around.
her nose, and then I gotta
Yeah.
get it. It's on your nose, and
Yeah,
then now
and
we're
then you mush your face and you and then you spit on a rag and wipe her face.
Wow.
You know, be real aggressive. I'm just
I
gonna
wish
keep
I could see
typing
your
in my
face over
tablet.
there, too.
I'm just gonna ignore that. I'm
I can't
just
even
gonna
see
keep
right
typing in my tablet. Yeah. But anyway, I thought of that off the cuff. Here's a good tip, guys. Lines aren't creepy if she likes you. Now there are some super aggressive lines that I wouldn't use that are crazy.
But I think so.
But that was genuine though. That wasn't
Yeah.
like my father sat me down when I was 12 and he's like, "This is how you get it." Like I just thought of that in the moment.
I like that though, because you're like, huh, okay. I can see the thinking. It's like, okay, I want to ask her. Okay, what am I gonna ask her? Okay, well, I like ice cream and like coffee. Well, I don't know which one. I mean, just ask her which one she likes, and then boom.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
it's pretty. That's a good question. The reason I liked it because it reminds me of the opener I use for some of my I like to call them opportunity calls, not cold calls, but one of my Oliver. So he closed a $65,000+ deal. Well,
Wow.
he set an appointment that closed for a $65,000+ deal using the opener. Hey, I'm sorry it took so long to get back to you. And that was the opener I came up with. And this was from someone that we never call, you didn't call them before. But
the old bamboozler.
Sorry, but it's like I don't feel like I bamboozled you as long as I give you value. Like I'm tricking you into giving you value, so it's okay.
Yeah, I mean, there's worse things.
That's what I'm saying. It's worse things to do, but like sorry, I took someone back. You're like, what? Who is this? So it's like you have to because you're like this sounds like someone who spoke to me before, and then we give our thing, and then it's like, okay, if you agree after, it's like, okay, I mean it works.
Yeah, I think that's a good one. Well, it opens the conversation, and
it's like, who is this? And it's like, oh, who am I?
Yeah,
I'm so glad you.
Well, let me tell you in song, and then you sing.
literally, like so, like I like that. That's good. I mean, man, I just sit like psychology and sales. Just like I get hard for that shit, but. I did have a thing, but
oh yeah, we were just rambling. We're just rambling.
No, but I like the way we have it now.
This is a good one.
We can do whatever we want to do.
Christmas is coming. Yeah, this is a chill vibe. I'm feeling good. I made it for the first time. I'm gonna be positive on my money this month, which is crazy though because look, like
oh no, you're saying that you're positive, like
no, like I'm up, like I'm in the green.
I thought you were saying like you're gonna be positive when you're talking about your money.
No, never.
You're always so negative when talking about your money. So
no,
like, yay!
I like to talk that way because that's how people who are in this situation feel. That's how I feel, and I want to just be explicit.
Okay.
But I know that I'm gonna get out of it, and so that I want to be very clear what my situation is, and I'm not with that. And I've said this a million times. I understand that what you speak into the universe comes back to you, but at the same time, like I can talk shit about the situation that I'm in as a way to kind of bully myself into not doing it because I'm going to keep this feeling with me forever. And I already know I am because I know now I never knew what it was like to be broke until now, you know, because I always had outs. I was always living with my mom. I never had responsibilities, but when you have responsibilities and you have to run your business and you can't go back to a job, I mean, that's a whole other, but it's like, you can't go back to a job. You got to make this shit work. And you got kids and you got a wife and you got her things and the kids and the this and your dreams that are whatever. And you're broke. I'm a planner. I have strategies and I have strategies within the strategies. And one of them bitches is going to work anyway. But so I talk shit about the situation because as soon as I break free, I'm not going to overspend anymore. I'm not going to be as loose with my cheese. I'm going to do the things that I know I need to do to actually get wealth because I'm going to be a millionaire. Like at some point in my life, I'm going to be. I'm just not in a rush anymore. But it's like I know too much shit. But anyway, I'm not about to sit here and be like, yeah, I'm paying an extra $1,200 a month in credit card debt. I'm not about to sit here and be like, oh, it's like, no, fuck that. I fucked up, but I'm gonna get out of it. You know what I mean? It's like positive negativity or negative positivity.
I just like when you give
negative positivity.
It's just good to have that context though, because like especially for the shorts, because then people just hear you say I'm poor and they're like, oh wow, should I listen to this guy? So it's like I know you, but I'm like sometimes when you just like, oh I'm poor, and it's like people when people hear like not everyone gives as much grace as we do.
It's not going to be good. It's not going to be good for the sales part, for the authority aspect.
Like, yeah, I mean, yeah. So it's like, okay, buy this. This is $1,500.
Yeah.
This mentorship. It's like, but you're poor. It's like, yeah.
Yeah, but you're not. You're not. Right,
exactly.
No,
so
you're not.
Make sure I don't say that.
No, you're not.
But I'm glad that you give them that context.
And it's not that I'm not poor. I mean,
because I think poor is a mindset. That's why I would say when you say you're poor,
yeah,
like, you're not.
Well, poor. I'm broke
because you're like rich. Like when it comes to the things you know.
My household brings in $5,000 a month.
I wouldn't call that poor.
No, it's not. I'm in debt. I'm broke. I'm living. Motherfucker, bitch. So like my household brings in about $5,000, and that's not poor, but it's
with
like
kids, it makes it like
no, it's not even the kids. It's that I'm spending $1,200 extra on credit card debt that doesn't go a fucking way. You know what I mean? But I have that exit anyway. So it's like, I'm too broke to make money. That's the cycle I'm in. And the thing about this, and I just want to keep expressing this because there are going to be people who are like, oh, he's poor, I'm not going to fuck with them. But but you got to make it very clear though that you're not. Because I'm only selling studio time. I'm selling my experience because I'm broke right now because I failed in my business. I'm not broke right now because I'm irresponsible with money. I'm broke because of all the failings in my business. So, and I'm very clear with, I'm not going to be, obviously, and I want this on record. So this time next year, when I have Cartiers on and Off-Whites next year on Christmas, that you can go back to this on Christmas and be like, this is how you do this. Fuck you. If you didn't buy it then, buy it now, because the future prospects of people who go, I fuck with bro.
And I like that juice because me and Nita over here, we had like a little like I don't know what you would call it, but I had posted about like, a low time, and it was like, oh, I don't want people to see that, and it's like I couldn't understand why, but like now I looking back, I'm like, I understand, that sometimes you go through some stuff, you want people to hear about it. But it's like I am like that too. Like I like to tell people because I am so just convicted and just confident that this will be no more. I'm totally okay with I'm walking up to somebody like, how's your day going? Oh, I'm broke, or I just did this, or I just did that. Cause it's like I know this is temporary, but I just, again, that's just for the listeners, because it's like, people don't give grace. But no, I feel that because I like that. I have it in January, in February, in March, and I was just talking about how things were going, and I was, very explicit, and then like they're going the opposite.
Let me tell you this too, okay? I'm a hustler. Any hustler who clowns you for being broke has never taken a big enough L, which means they're not hustling hard enough. You're not a real hustler. Yeah. If you haven't been in my position, not debt, but on your knuckles, broke as fuck, nothing else to do, and get back to the shit that made you pay, and and you haven't been on your ass, and you fucked it up multiple times. If you haven't done that, you're not hustling hard, and you're not, or you're new.
Yeah. Or you got a nice little loan, or like you had a good start, like you had just the best foundation ever. But if you're someone who had to figure it out yourself, there's definitely either there's an L coming unless you get mentorship or someone else that can teach you.
I don't trust you. I don't trust you if you haven't taken it now. I won't fuck with you if you haven't taken it now. I won't fuck with you if you haven't taken it now, because then you're naive. Yeah. You think things are a way that they're not. Yeah. And that's how I was. Because Bank Rose was my biggest L. It was my biggest wins. It was great. It set up everything for what I'm going to be character-wise and everything. It's like the person who made Bank Rose is not the person that came out of that situation and the pain I went through. I mean, I've said this a million times at this point, but now that I'm getting out of that, it's not even the lights at the end of the tunnel. I'm walking out of the tunnel. I am there. The light is shining in my face, and I'm like, I'm right fucking there. Yeah, that's it. You like that? It's like, my God, the light. I don't know why I took the glasses off to stare at the sun. Oh, it's so bright. No, but I'm right there, and I knew I would. Anyway, regardless, I mean, you boosted me up, and I will say it, and I will give you your flowers on the impact you've had in my life over and over and over again, because you speed ran me through. Kid L speed ran me through. Big Jungle helped me a lot mentally, and he sped me through. All of my clients who recorded with me when I had no door on my booth or phone, and I was still charging 35 an hour, and they were paying it because they fucked with me and they believed in me. You know,
that's real shit.
There's too many people. I mean, shout out Monster, shout out Kayvon, shout out TJ, shout out Backdoor Main, shout out OTB Dunn, shout out fuck. Too many. It's too many. Sorry if I missed you in that little whatever, but it's these people who they're the reason that I'm good because it's because of my character, because they believe in me, because they know I'm a hard worker and all of that shit. And they stuck with me. They paid me money where the space was garbage and the fucking, but they still gave it to me because they knew I would recover. I literally have a list, bro. I have a list of all the people who stuck with me during that time. And that list is basically cut off now because I'm good. And I wrote them down. I wrote them down because as soon as shit gets back, then I'm going to tap in with them and see if there's anything I could do specifically in this moment to help advance them when I'm able. But I made a list because, because
I can't even make a list. Like everybody who was there, I know on my is
you can keep it in your head.
You, my mom, my bro Chris.
Yeah, good. Well, that's good. You don't need more. But I had too many. Listen, I had too many people help me to where I needed to write it down, and I made a mistake when I got success with Bank Rose that I literally forgot people who helped me. Wow. No, and that happens because it's like, man, he went Hollywood and forgot. It's like no, I just forgot.
If you have
like
a big village, I mean, I can see it.
And so it's like but anyway, yeah. So it's like this is just part of the game. This is part of the hustle, and again, it's like. If someone's like, oh, he's broke, I can't buy shit from. I mean, I'm not. You're selling them a whole bunch of. You're selling them shit. I'm gonna get into that when it lines up or whatever. But it's like my knowledge is good enough for that. But it's like I think it would be a very one-off client. It'd be a very one-off person who is like, oh, he's broke. And then by the time,
I don't want any. So just for the record, I don't want any clients who's gonna hear someone talk about them being like poor or broke at this moment and not want to like work with us. That's mainly just for the shorts. Since someone commenting.
Well, I mean, if they do have that complaint, then I'll just make the same argument. It's like I'm fucked up because I made mistakes, but because I made the mistakes, I know what I did.
No, the best teachers.
So it's like, and then I honestly, it's like if they don't want to, it's like okay, I'll call you in 6 months when I'm up. That's fine. I mean, and no harm, no foul. It is what it is because
and then the price is going to be up too, just so you know, though.
Yeah, of course. It is what it is, but it's like that's implied. That's implied, but it's, so, it is what it is.
And that's why LeBron is like one of my biggest role models. And I can't wait to like get more in talking about him and his life. But like people don't talk about, so like the biggest thing, and like I said, I know you don't like NBA, not all your thing, but like the biggest thing.
I like it. I just don't have time to watch sports.
Yeah.
Let me make that clear. I do enjoy watching basketball. I do enjoy watching football.
Fucking amazing. But fucking LeBron, bro. Like people talk about his biggest L. So the biggest L was in 2011 against Dirk Nowitzki, and it's like LeBron played awful, and there was no mistakes to be made. But it's just like when you, because it's like, and I love LeBron, so it's like I saw the Skillet Baby clip where you talk about LeBron. I fuck with LeBron. It's my favorite player. But
that was the Kid L clip.
But just to say, just to be embarrassed, because I know it had to be embarrassing. I'm not saying it was embarrassing. Like I fuck with bro, but to get embarrassed that big on that big of a stage and have so many people just talk bad and just to keep going another season and then to come back better and then to just win 2 in a row and then just now you're at 4 and you're fucking 40 and you're still playing. It's like that's somebody like there are certain basketball players I would want to meet and have a conversation with.
Do you know what that is specifically?
What
that is specifically is the understanding that you do your job and you do it well and nothing matters. None of that extra shit matters. That's what
Kobe was talking about.
That's specifically to me what that is. Because to me, like I can parallel that with me, as I always bring it back to me narcissistically. No, it's like I knew I was fucked up when I left Bank Rose, but you know what I was sweet at? Engineering. Mm-hmm. You can't tell me shit. I had a client once. I had a client one time. I talked about it before, like a potential client tried to dog me for my mix or whatever. And it's like, I'm not perfect. And he didn't like the mix. I was like, well, if you don't like my mix, you can go somewhere else. And he was like, and he took it as an attitude. And then 3 months later, he hit me back because you know what? Everyone else's mix was 100,000 times worse. than my shit because I'm sweet as fuck. And then on top of that, it's like he wasn't exactly wrong. There were errors in the mix. I'm not fucking perfect. It's like we do a song in 20 minutes. It's not going to sound like fucking Kendrick Lamar
you have
shit.
to understand that you make shit as you go. Most engineers make you wait and wait and wait, and you have to wait until they're ready.
I am very, very much about if you're a new client, I'm testing you. You're not testing me. Period. So, but anyway, so it's like I'll give it an explanation, but I'm very much with the character. So it's like you can get with the program that I have, or you can go somewhere else to find a new one. But you know, I'm my ecosystem is my ecosystem.
Yeah.
Period. Point blank. Anyway, but yeah, but it's like you can't because people will try to shatter your confidence. And if you're not him, then they can. And no one is going to tell me what I can and can't do with engineering. Period. Flat out. There are people who think they're better engineers than me, and you're not. You're not. Even if your mixes are better than mine, you're not a better engineer than me because mixes are 25% of engineering. You know, you will never beat me. I just want to let every engineer out there know you will never beat me. You will never beat me. I don't care what you think.
I don't see it happening.
You will never beat me.
Like that.
You'll never beat me. And any engineer who watches that knows me personally and gets mad, good, get mad. You won't beat me. You can be mad.
If you're mad, then he's beating you.
If you're mad, because you know what? I'm not versing you. I'm not versing you. I'm versing me. And I'm better than you. So like you're easy to beat. So I want real competition. So I'm gonna fight myself. No, there's a couple people that I really, really fuck with on the engineering tip. ATM Crown. I have super respect for ATM Crown specifically.
I don't know. Oh, I know P Will. Yeah, we're gonna have to have my boy P Will in here. So it's funny. So a dude I went to, his name is his producer name is P Will. I went to Renaissance with him, and it's funny, bro. The world is such a small world. I link up with him. I'm talking with him, and I look on his page, and I'm like, he produced like half of Jungle's tape. Mm-hmm. I'm like, do you know P Will?
I don't know. On the production, like the beats.
Yeah, we gotta have him on the pod. I mean, he produced some stuff. I mean, he does engineering and production, and he engineers some stuff for some same people you be. So we gonna have to have him on. But yeah, I think you'll fuck. But like, I was like, bro, we went to school together. I'm like, bro, everybody cool.
It's a small city, man.
Yeah,
small ecosystem.
But on that thought, bro, just damn.
There really is there is only a handful of like competent engineers in this city, though, and like I think we're all kind of bonded together. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because if you're an engineer in this city for longer than 5 years and you have your own shit, you made it. To me, like you have my respect at that point.
Yeah, because engineering's hard.
Well, yeah, I mean, this game is just brutal, and it's like you have to compete with people being able to record in their house. You have to be able to compete with people recording on BandLab. You have to have some sort of value that beats out the technology.
It makes them want to come back.
Right.
And it makes them say, why should I come back?
Right. And so if you're still in business after 5 years of engineering, 5 years is enough of a cycle to, you know, get in, get out, you know, have clients, whatever, and go through enough rotations. And if you're still standing, even if you're not where you want to be financially, like you have my respect, because if you're still engineering after 5 years, you don't suck at engineering, at least.
Yeah.
You know,
you
at least
at that point.
At least.
Man, bro.
And I mean that independently. I mean your own shit. I don't mean like working for someone else. I mean like your own shit.
Do that for 10 years, bro.
You know, so.
But one thing you said, bro, when you talked about being a hustler and everything, man, that's why I can't wait to so as far as just so you know, so I looked at our episodes we have recorded and I kind of just divided them, like the business ones and the, you know, the creative and the other arty ones, and like arty ones, Preem Pod, and then we have Hyperactive Hustler. So the Hyperactive Hustler, that podcast already has I think 5 episodes. You know?
Nice.
And then the Preem Pod still, after like, you know, taking some and moving some, still has 3 or 4 episodes that are in the chamber. And we're obviously recording right now. So I mean,
so is the Preem Pod just me and you laid back?
It's gonna be me and you, and then it's gonna be those.
Is she laid back? Are you laid back? Are you a Preem Pod? Are you a Preem Podder? Is it us three? I think we should honestly. I think we should somehow set this room up for all 3 of us. And
we were talking about that.
Yeah, we need the Breakfast Club dynamic going
with the sure. Bro, because especially when we start doing the interviews. So I never seen about it.
It just works. It's just a formula that works.
But no, I definitely want to have her on. I want to interview her. I mean, she's gonna she's starting where she's weird. I ain't gonna lie. There's gonna be a pretty good movie about us. I ain't gonna lie, but she's starting another venture.
Pretty good. Not great.
She's starting another venture. I'm not gonna announce it. I'll let her announce it. But she's starting another venture that's gonna just be
hats,
amazing.
Hats for cats.
It's gonna be so fucking amazing. Like And I'm so proud of her, and I can't wait to talk about it. But yeah, like
I just shit on that
has
whole
to be-
cute moment. He's like
Cats for
giving you
cats.
super proud. He's like, I'm so proud of her, and I'm like, hands for cats,
But no,
boots
like,
for
we
turtles.
do gotta get you a
Anyway,
mic over there. But no, yeah, we definitely gotta set it up. I definitely want to interview you, and we gotta talk about what she's working on because she's working on something that in a few years, like people like it's just crazy. But I don't even think you understand how big it is in your head, but like because you know how I think about things. I look at everything 10 times bigger, and it's like the what I see that shit being is just ridiculous, like
I don't.
everywhere.
I don't
But
even mean. Hello. I don't even mean interview. I mean like she got us three.
oh no, yeah, but we're gonna do like
so
we're gonna start the open. So now the Preem Pod would just be open discussions. So people can either come on and have an open discussion with us, and just we'll choose a topic that falls in their realm of expertise, or they can come on here and for a little extra, we can just interview them. The whole episode is just dedicated to them. So there'll be two different options for people to come on like that, or we have the music reviews. So she can definitely partake in some music reviews.
What do you know about music?
But it'll be like
I gave no reaction at all.
I'll like have an add-on and like I'll let people decide to like I'll have an add-on like do you want Nita 2 just because I want you to ask for that because she will shit on your shit and I don't want to get blamed for it. So if you add the Nita add-on to the review, it's on you. She's
No, that's good.
She's not as nice as me because I won't lie. It's just I'm an artist, so I'm looking at it from a different. I make music. I'm looking at it from a different perspective, and I'm giving it to you with grace. Because it's like I feel like if you review people who did Crocs, you wouldn't be as harsh as I would be. Because I'd be like, this is just terrible. But no, you would be able to recognize different things that they did that was really hard to do. No, and I wouldn't. I'd be like, this shit is you did that in like 2 seconds. You fucking garbage.
This is sort of like the American Idol type of thing. You have like the dickhead who is super hyper accomplished, so he can get away with it. You have the super nice person, and you have sort of like the middle ground, like I fuck, and that's like the basic formula. But with me, this is okay. I already know how this is gonna go. There is a group of people who send in music reviews because they think they're the shit.
Yeah.
Right. And so they're like, they use it as a form of promotion. Oh, they're going to love my shit. They're going to give me a good review. And a lot of times they're not. Yeah. Right. So it's like, I'm never going to shit on a person ever. But I am going to tell you what's wrong with it from my opinion.
Yeah. So even in the description I put, so these are called honest, when you press it, it's called honest music review.
But look, there are people, but that doesn't matter.
And I actually laid it out pretty thick in the shit. Like, this isn't we're not going to do anything for clickbait. We're not trying to put you down. We're trying to give you actionable advice that you can use and actually make a better song.
Yeah. So so people they're going to hear that and they'll be like, I'm sweet. And then they're going to click it. And then she's going to be like, go back to tell coulda, you dummy. That's that's my impression. Yeah. No. Yeah. Yeah.
Probably already working for one, something like that.
Yeah. I hope you can flip a burger because you can't flip a beat.
Yeah. But, you need the thing. You need the shit.
No, but there's gonna be people who do it but it's like there's at the end of the day though, it's all opinion because it's like it's not like I haven't been wrong with my ear before. Now though, I'm like a lot more knowledgeable on things, and it's like I can see the value in everything. This is why I'm a good engineer though, too, because even someone who is super garbage, you find the nugget of thing that's good, the seed of potential, and then you express the good and then you explain the bad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Always give them something good first and then always.
Yeah.
That's how we'll do. But I want to come up with categories. So by the time we do our first one, we have already like a few people who applied for the music review and then like 4 or 5 people for the interviews. Like the interviews are going to like, it's already like people, the reason this is ADHD moment for sure, but like the reason why we're teaching business and shit like that, like we're literally practicing what we preach. Like you don't want to start charging until you could do it for free. People made me have to do this. Like I wasn't ready to start doing interviews, but I'm like, now we're literally leaving money, we're leaving opportunities on the table.
When people ask you how much, that's when you need to start charging.
That's when you do.
And I tell that to engineers and shit all the time too. I actually, it's really good advice for rappers, by the way. If someone is DMing you how much for a feature, that's when you give a price.
Not a day earlier.
No, you say $100. You say $50. You say whatever is worth that hour of your time to record the verse.
And I can't wait. So when we start, so you don't even know what you're a part of that's about to happen, but I've already planned it all out. But so we're gonna also have a feature where someone can kind of come and do what they do on Rap Genius a little bit, but obviously different. So I don't want to be sued.
We're gonna be Rap Brainiac.
But they'll be able to come on and do like a breakdown of their song. And I'm gonna be doing this weekly with I'm bringing back the Drizzy Thursdays. So like I was doing Drizzy Thursdays where I dropped the Drake freestyle and let people comment their favorite bar, gave a cash prize, and I was doing it until I crashed out. And then I had to do something different. But we're doing that again. Won't really be a cash prize. That was just my form of promo I was using, but there will be some other thing I do. But I'll also come on here, explain exactly where I was in that point in time, when I wrote that song, shit like that. So that'll be something else that people can come on and do and explain the song. But when you said that whenever like whatever that is worth to you as far as their time, that bar I have in that Drake freestyle, bro, where I said something about like he need to charge. Dudes asking me for a feature, they want to pay a certain price. I need more, not because I'm known, but because of how
the time it took for me to write. I could have made 100 more, or something like that.
You remember that shit? But because it's like, and people look at me like, people. I've gotten like people are mad or upset when it's like, bro, if you want me to do something and I can make that much money, I need that much money from you.
Spoiler alert: music business. It's this game is pay to play. You're gonna pay something, and if you're not paying, then you're gonna pay in time.
Yeah.
So don't get mad when listen. It's so funny, bro. It's so funny where people are like, "Hey, how much for a piece? How much for?" What do they ask? Do they ask how much? Or
no. This is what people usually do. They jump in your DM. We need to work.
Oh yeah. Well,
I'm like, I hate that intro because you're implying that I need you. I don't. So you would need to work with me. I don't need you.
Yeah.
So I don't like that. I don't think people understand because I feel like once you get to a certain point, that's an insult. That's like happening. I'm not anywhere near Drake. But you wouldn't hop in Jay-Z's or Drake shit like we need to work.
Yeah, they probably do the same thing. But but that's only they would if they knew they would respond. But here's the thing, right? There's a whole subgroup of people who buy fake followers, buy fake views, say we need to work, and then you say price, and they're like, I have 30,000 followers and this much, and it's gonna be good. And it's gonna be good for you. So I mean, I just tell people I don't care about that. Like if you want me, I don't know you, I don't know your music at all, so I don't give a fuck about your dream. You pay my electric bill, or I'm not doing shit.
Dude, this dude hopped in my DM a while back. No, I hopped in this dude's DM. I saw this dude. He performed this really cool song. I'm like, hey, bro, I would love to do a remix with you. And then he was like, okay, text me. And then like he asked me for my iCloud link or something. Oh no, my Spotify. And he was like, okay, I just checked your Spotify. I've never really heard of you, but I have 10,000 listeners. Pay this, and I just never responded. And he's been texting me ever since. Like, hey, I guess he's an engineer too. He's like, hey, can I produce a song for you? Hey, can I do this? Can I do that? I'm like, fuck you. Like, what the fuck? I'm reaching out. I'm trying to give you your props, and you're like, oh no, I've never heard of you. But like, clearly the dude. I'm not gonna say do it, but it has no motion. Like, dude, another person.
I mean, if that was authentic, I mean, that was a little crass. But I mean, if that was authentic, which obviously it's not because he keeps doubling back. He
I didn't get mad
overplayed
until he started asking me for money. Like he started. I have to find it, bro. But he started asking me like, "Hey, bro, can you?" He asked me to do something for me for $50, and then he changed it like, okay, for just 20. I'm like, okay, so you are in a pinch. You shouldn't have been doing that. So I could have helped you out.
So he just got emotional and nervous because he saw an opportunity to make money, and then he exposed that he has no real value by diminishing his own value. This is day one business shit. Don't negotiate against yourself. Yeah. Never.
Because if I don't agree, you walk away from me. That's it.
Yeah, like just
come back at me.
Stand on what you said. Like don't negotiate against yourself. And sometimes it's hard. But don't negotiate against yourself. And a general rule that I have is if you are about to negotiate against yourself, stay silent. Just don't say anything.
Yeah.
Just be quiet.
If it don't feel right, don't do it.
But okay, so I will say though, if in that situation, if I had 10,000 Spotify listeners and then whatever, I wouldn't say it like that, but I would definitely be like, yeah, so I charge for this, does that work for you? But I wouldn't have been like, you need to give me whatever. But it's like,
Yeah, no, because it's like I wasn't like immediately just offended from the jump, but I got grossed out when he started reaching back out, asking, "Can he do things for me?" I'm
Oh
like,
yeah, no.
I'm
That's a little.
because I'm like, I thought our dynamic was I have more emotion than you, so that's why I reached out to you because I'm like, I like this song. I would like to, be on this song with you, and then I feel like you doing this with me. You might sit on the podcast with me. We might do some business, and you benefit. But you made me think by saying you charge that you have motion, so I'm like, okay, it's not worth it for me. I'm only paying for things right now that are making me money. I'm not gonna make money from that song.
So I'm gonna say something too. That's a sub point. I think that the price of features is way less impactful than the price of ads. I think that you'll get a lot more traction on your song buying ads for the song than you would on a feature.
Yeah, true.
Generally speaking.
And I keep trying to explain that to the people I'm buying features from. Like when I'm working with Rocky, when I'm working with Jungle, and they're like, oh, this for that. I'm like, this, understand, because I'm paying you for this. This isn't for my music career just yet. I'm not paying anything from music career right now. I'm paying you guys because we're gonna shoot some videos to this shit, and this is for Prime Media. So this isn't even for me. Because they keep trying, well, I don't want this to, I don't care about what this does for me at all. I'm not trying to get a view, a stream. I'm working with you because you're dope in my city, and that's for that.
Yeah, it's for the brand. It's for the media brand. It's for the It's for the you're gonna do this. We're gonna shoot the video. It's gonna go on our page, and it's gonna set us up for success.
Exactly, and and that's like a form. But I'm firm. But like, don't, because I really want to work with Rex Life Raj, and I've had the money to work with Rex Life Raj, but it won't. It doesn't.
I don't know who that is. That person from here.
He's from Cali, but Rex Life Raj is my favorite.
Don't look at me like I should know everyone in the world, in the fucking world.
Rex Life Raj, bro. He made an album like after his mom and his dad passed from cancer, and I had just lost my grandma and my grandpa. So it was just like, it was just perfect timing. But dude is just the dopest. I think he's my favorite artist. But for a minute, he was charging 6,500, and I'm like, bro, I had it, and it was like I should have did it, but I'm like, that would have just been an emotional decision because I know that I wouldn't have made an RO. Like that's a long game, that's, and because when you pay for a feature, I hope whenever you pay for a feature, that cannot be your whole budget because you need to understand that you that's just the beginning. Because that you're paying for the product. Now you have to advertise that. That's your product.
You're paying for exposure to their audience.
Because you guys need to remember that these guys aren't getting like the money that they make because they're just dope. They spend a lot, so they're making an investment back. So they're just because their audience sees that you drop that song with them, you're not on now. So you have to now market that correctly.
To be honest, I wouldn't even buy a feature unless in the contract or in the agreement it doesn't come with a post to your Instagram at least once.
Yeah, a collaboration post
at least, because what you're really buying is their audience, and and more specifically in Detroit, you're buying a repost on their Instagram page, basically.
Because Rocky, I was like, we gotta shoot a video. I'm like, I don't even want to do anything unless we're shooting a video. Just so you know, it's like, okay, I'm like, bet, like, it's a little extra. But I'm like, I have to shoot a video.
Yeah.
We got to do something together. We need to be seen next to each other because otherwise, when you buy features from people, a lot of times there's times where you can tell that this is a bought feature and that this person doesn't fuck with this person at all. And I'm like, I don't want that, because that's a weak feature.
Well, it's just about narrative. It's just about a narrative for the thing. But yeah, I mean, it's like, bro, if a feature costs like $2,500, then you should probably have 10,000 to put behind the record.
Yeah, I would say
something like that,
at
depending on what you're doing. Yeah.
Like, never spend more on the feature than you do on marketing.
The feature, the feature is not in and of itself promotion. It sort of is, but it's you're exposing yourself to a specific audience, and you also have to understand that the style of music you make you need to be like, who would this artist that I get a feature on like my style of music? Because I've seen a lot of people with money who like pay high ticket features but they're not good enough. They're not good enough musically to even come close to this art. You have to be, you have to be good. That goes without saying, but the problem with that though is everyone thinks they're better than they are, generally speaking. But it's like,
just self-awareness is so low. And I find out because being on the spectrum, there's just an ungodly amount of self-awareness that you gain.
People, look, here's the thing. If you go and you pay for promotion on, let's say, like Detroit Rap News, you pay for promotion and no one responds, that song wasn't it. It wasn't the algorithm. It wasn't the time they posted it. It wasn't this. That wasn't it. Flat out. Because people will post shit and everyone sees it, but if they don't engage with it, then they're passing it, which means it's diminished. Don't trick yourself. right? Like if you post some shit, you pay for the promotion, no one reacts or everyone says it's ass. It's ass. I'm sorry, it's ass.
Yeah.
That's just how it is.
I've been testing shit for years, bro, and I found out what people like. I mean, I know that I've tapped into the wrong demographic a lot, so I don't need to do some retesting with some things. But I've had to swallow that pill myself. Like, okay, that shit.
Now the caveat is you have to know the platform and make sure it's not like fake shit. But it's like
you have to know exactly why something flops.
So I know. So an artist, I know if they're going to be successful from an objective standpoint. Like when I go through and I could go. How many? 20. Okay. You can literally not hear the song at all, go into the comments and see what it actually is, because if it's like their homeboy is just saying fire emoji, or specifically with Detroit rap news, people will have like Detroit ass comments on there, like, oh, he looked like he from Finkel, you know what I mean? It's like, no, or like, no, bro, this shit ain't, it's like it's too specific, it's too whatever, you know what I'm saying? But if it's like all fire emojis, right? And here's it, then it's whatever. Or if it's like 9 comments and it's all the same, or it's like the same numbers are in the other people's Instagram, whatever. But it's like on mute, you can go through and see the comments and the ratio on the comments.
Yeah.
And then generally speaking, that aligns with the sound. Really. And it's like, but that's just the market. That's like the market dynamic. So so it's like,
especially on TikTok. TikTok will really tell you.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Way better than Instagram.
So I made a post on TikTok with a Bape shirt, and then the next post I said anime sucked. And then someone in the comments of that post was like, don't listen to this fucking guy. He's 30 wearing Bape. I was like,
you TikTok people are really like that, man.
I love how toxic it is. I do. From growing up in like gaming culture in when on the original Xbox Live, I love toxic chat. I love toxic chat. I just do.
And I love how serious some people take it.
Oh my god, it's so funny. There's nothing funnier. There's nothing funnier than fucking with someone in a toxic chat who's serious as shit.
It's like fuck you, and like, bro, don't say that. It's like, no, fuck you, and it's like, bro, like somebody, like people, like,
I'll be like, my mom's in the room. She's reading what you're saying. It's like, fuck your mom.
Damn, bro, I used to love that shit. It's like it's just a area where I still sometimes I do.
Oh no, I do.
Sometimes it can rub me the wrong way. Especially on 2K, because 2K is serious. It's a serious thing. So it's like, don't get on there talking shit to me, talking about some who to, like, bro, shut up, bro. I'm locked in.
Yeah, bro. If I'm playing Fortnite and they hit the gritty on me, it does send a spinal trigger on my fucking.
Bro, we just got on, bro. You got to hop on with us. We got 3 dubs in a row, probably because we haven't played
in
years. And
three dubs in a row is good. I got 2. 2 is.
I feel like it's because we're thrown into those lobbies because we haven't played in.
Oh yeah, were you playing ranked or unranked?
I don't know what that means.
Oh, then you were playing unranked. There's a lot of bots in there, but that doesn't mean that you didn't deserve 3 dubs in a row. But that's good. I'll definitely play with you. I mean, you can play. When I said that I play with my friends, that wasn't a cancellation of you to not be invited into my friends. No, it's more like my purpose for playing Fortnite is to reconnect with my friends. That's my purpose. But you're more than welcome to I'll play with you.
I game in between work. I game when I'm stressed. It's a good.
I game when I game.
And just, I mean, speaking of, so now we have the song discussions, we got the music reviews, we got the interviews. So we're also going to be doing, I think gaming will be a little bit further down the line, but the start of it will definitely be just talking about NBA, because the start of our gaming will be 2K, and we'll do some Fortnite, we'll do some other.
The start of your gaming will be 2K. The start of my gaming is going to be World of Warcraft and Fortnite and whatever the fuck I want to.
GTA 6.
Yes. No, honestly. So when's it come out? 2 years?
2025.
So look, this is the play, right? Is we have to, whatever we do this year, by this time next year, we have to be set up to start our gaming channels.
For sure.
So here's what we do. Is what I'm going to do personally is I'm going to start on Grand Theft Auto 3, and I'm going to do the content, and I'm going to play it, and then I'm going to do 4, and then I'm going to do 5, and then it should line up right when 6 comes out.
Can I just? I don't want to steal it, but like
steal it.
Do it with you.
Like, do it with because there's a way to do it.
Those
right?
games are online too, right? 3 and 4.
I'm sorry. Yeah. 3 Vice City, San Andreas, 4.
The first one I played. I'll be honest. My first. No. I did play 4. So my first one was 4, but before that I was playing Saints.
The first one 4. People really love it or really don't like it. I didn't really like 4 that much. It was okay.
Was it 4 or 3? I don't know. I know
4
I
was
played
with
1
Nico.
before 5, but I didn't know when I was playing those. It was just I came over and my dad like had it on, and I would just play when I could, like free roam. I never played the story, so I never played the whole story of anything before 5. Like 5 is the only time I played the whole story.
3 is really dated. 3 is really hard to get through. Like, but I come from that era, so it's like easier for me.
You're saying for someone like me, it would be hard because it's like it looks bad.
I would play San Andreas. San Andreas still holds up. You ever play San Andreas?
I've heard of it. I've heard
So
of it more.
okay, so the controls are a little fucked up, but it still holds up. It's to me it looks like shit comparatively. But again, I come from that era. Vice City's a little tough. It's worth it. 3 is really dated. Like it's hard to play even for me, right? Like where I'm from. But like Vice City is a little better, but this is what we can do though, bro. It's like we could both play it simultaneously. This is what I wanted to do with Bianca too, because I want her to do a gaming channel. I want us to both be Twitch streamers on World of Warcraft because it'll go, and two, like she's good at WoW. She's entertaining. She's great. She so but it's what the fuck was I saying before I complimented?
World of Warcraft, bro. You're talking about streaming and Twitch and games.
No. So what I wanted to do with her was simultaneously play games and then have her. I guess we're not gonna do it. No, that's okay. Leave it. It deserves to die. No, play games simultaneously, but put a check mark on like stop here. Right, like I wanted to do it with her in Majora's Mask. That's my favorite game because I played that game like a million times. Where I'm like, only make it to the Deku Palace and then stop, and then we're gonna play, and then we're gonna come and we're gonna talk about it, and then we're gonna superimpose the footage, right? So it'll be like content of us going through the same part in our reactions, best reactions. So we could do the same type of shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where it's like we only make it to here, and then we could, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And I think
that was my
audience will fuck with that, especially the people who don't play the game, and like it'll help them like stay.
Yeah, it'll be cool. But
definitely that.
But we need to set ourselves up for this time next year. I would love it for this time next year to go full video game. Nay, not full video game, but take it seriously all the way up, because then we brand our channels basically as a Grand Theft Auto channel because the content will be there for us. Right, because it's and then
with the open shit, bro, we can schedule so many damn shorts every fucking shit. So that'll just
this is my rolly dance.
Yeah, bro, I'm excited. So we got the interview, song open discussion, song breakdown. So we're gonna be we'll be talking NBA. So Rose will be here sometimes. It'll also be my guy Jev.
I'll hate to be here for that.
I don't want to like banish you, but I'm like, I don't know. If you want to come, you can come. If you're not. So it's
whatever. I don't think I could add to the conversation. The only way I would add is to be the comic relief and piss people off who love sports, because that's what I do. There was a whole full-blown argument in the studio one time. I don't even know who the fuck they were talking about. And in the middle of them arguing, I'm like, is basketball the orange ball or is it the ovally ball? And they got so mad at me. It was so fucking funny to me.
Yeah, no, you can definitely. I mean, it's up like my boy Jeff. You'll fuck with Jeff. He'll be doing some. My boy Chris will be doing some. He actually played in college, so
nice.
He'll have that. And we'll also sit down with athletes, because one thing that I've learned, and like this is when I started like switching, because the first thing I wanted to do, I wanted to be in the NBA. That was before, like I always wanted to do music, but I always thought that I was like just how people think they're sweet in music. I thought that was what I was in hoop, and I'm like. Yeah. This is where I am in basketball. This is the music, and then obviously it's different. But
yeah,
first I wanted to be in the NBA, but then I found out that now with the social media aspect, when it comes to making the NBA, it's less about. I mean, you need to have a baseline of talent, but it's now about what you can, if you can sell seats too, and it's more about the what do they call that, bro?
Star power.
Yeah, that, it's more shit like that. The same reason why I love LeBron and I love his kids. And I mean, I don't know how good they are. Like I've seen them. I don't know how much of if it's just these guys are afraid to like play real D because your dad's rich. I don't know what it is, but I'm like, if they're good, I think that they're probably actually good. But if they're not, that's a reason why they would still make the NBA anyway. I think Bronny and Bryce are both great, but I think they'll.
They're 100%. Grandfathered into the league. Of course.
They're gonna make it regardless, because it's like, who doesn't want to see that?
One of his kids could be a mechanic, and they'll come to him and give him a fucking NBA contract, never picking up a ball in his life, just for the. Want to.
And now he's trying to play with them. So now any team knows that, okay, if I draft his son, I get him. So like,
for sure,
that's a whole thing. But to make it smaller than that, just having artists that can come over here and tell their story. Now a coach gets to see that, like, oh, I know about this kid, because when you're a coach, exactly. Yeah. It's not just about your talent. I also don't want a kid that's gonna be causing problems, or a kid that's gonna be not actually dedicated, a kid that actually doesn't love the game. So
I would be interested in learning about the sports business more than I would be talking.
Yeah, I feel like you can be on the episodes where we interview athletes and like have the open discussions with them, but otherwise, I mean, when we're just talking about what happened last week on the NBA, I mean, you don't watch weekly.
I'm gonna I'll sit here the whole time playing a Nintendo Switch.
Like,
no, don't feel like I can, I don't necessarily have anything to add to that. that conversation that would be of value. And
it's just something I just
do it if you like to do it.
Wanted to do. And I'm like, I know athletes need when a lot of these podcasts I see in the city, like there's so many podcasts where they invite people on and like sometimes people are just looking like idiots or they're not.
Yeah, for sure.
Someone paid to be on your podcast and they're fucking themselves by doing that because they're just going in there.
Well, a lot of people need PR, bro. A lot of people need training to talk.
Yeah. And that's what I want to actually like help people with. Like anyone that we talk to, like I'm not just gonna let you come on here and embarrass yourself if I think you will. I'm gonna sit down and say, hey, you're an athlete. Okay, what's your goal? Okay, based on your goals, I'll come up with an episode. I'm not gonna just let you come on here and just run in your mouth and just have to come up with things to say. Like I will definitely create an outline that is conducive to you hitting your goals, whatever. But not to go too deep into that, but just wanted to also introduce that as well, because that will be another thing. But in addition to that, you can definitely participate in I can, just get you as a guest in the LA Fitness sometimes, but you can come to LA Fitness and be in, come to some of those hoop runs that we do. Cause we're going to do some basketball runs, some one-on-ones, some games of horse, shit like that, record some of that. That'll be on some of we'll have some shorts of that as well. And if you want to come to a run and hoop, bro,
as soon as tax time is my phrase. As soon as I have financial clearance, I am going to find time to take exercise seriously. Because every time I try, this is half an excuse, but every time I try, like my life gets thrown into a spiral because I got to just get straight to a fucking bag. Yeah. So I have to.
You said 10?
Oh, okay.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I like hooping. I'm not great, but I'm not horrible. You know what I mean? I might be horrible now because I haven't played in so long. My handles are fucking garbage. But I have a decent mid-range jumper, like decent. You know what I mean?
I can see.
But I would play. I just will suck.
I would just love that for content, bro. Just and even maybe even like you trying to shit talk. Like I would love to see you try like trash talk something.
Yeah.
Like I love like to you to like come dressed up like as those white guys who can shoot really, really well. Like I would like just deck you out in some super dope gear and you just talk shit to somebody like you're one of those dudes who has that bitch on him and watch how they guard you. Because they're gonna be in your face guarding you and shit. Like I would love to see that.
You would love to embarrass me in front of the world. Thanks.
But no, I
thought we were friends.
You embarrassed because I know how you are. So you would be more so embarrassing them and letting them act like a fucking asshole because they would just make. Once you see what would happen, it would be less embarrassing.
One time we were playing at the park and this guy was super aggressive, like arm checking me, like just bumping into me aggressively. So every time he did it, I just fell down. And people were I wasn't calling foul, but it was just like he was getting so angry that I wasn't playing his bullshit. Like I wasn't getting aggressive with him, but like literally every time he tapped me, I fell down every single time. And then everyone got mad at me.
LA Fitness, you'll be falling down all day. All they do is just hack and just grab you and grab your nuts and then say, "Oh no, I didn't do anything." Blah blah blah. You need to get in the weight room.
I was the hack king in 8th grade.
I can see it, bro. You just got the arms for it, bro. You just see like
I've got hacking arms.
Well, you did the fucking inflatable arm.
No, wacky waving inflatable arm flailing too, man. Yeah, no, man. I was decent at a point, and I would like to play basketball. I'd like to get good just for.
It's so fun.
It is fun. It's super fun.
It's fun as fuck.
I sweat buckets. By the way. I'm a fucking mop. So, all right, you got anything to close out this rambly rambles?
Man, no, bro. I like this.
This was a good low key one. We haven't done it in a while.
Better. I guess just the biggest things to wrap up, guys. I mean, things are just so everyone's aware. Just a full transparency moment. Our DMs are full, so it's like at this point they are. Yes, people are with. I mean, now they're DMing the keyword that I put in our bio now, but just before, like, we need to work, hey, this and that and the third and all this. And it's like, understand that nothing is, if you know me, nothing is, all my DMs on every single page I run are full. So now I'm at a point where I am creating integrations. I'm creating automation so that DMs can get sent to a place that's easier for me because I don't like to get on Instagram. I have ADHD and I have a lot of work to do, and Instagram
I just think it's inefficient.
It's just inefficient. So now I'm getting it so that things, when you do something in Instagram, it comes to a different place that's closer to me. So I'm working on that and we're working on that for this, but just understand that nothing is because of anything else, but just things are full. So that's where we are right now. As far as the music reviews, as far as the interviews,
I can't wait for the music reviews. It's gonna be good.
So what I want to do first, I want us to review our own music, so we can either do this week if you have another day.
No.
Just one episode.
No.
You have to.
No. bring the people in so we can torch them.
No, we need to do ours first so that we can show them how we talk about our own music. Because that's what I want to do.
I think you're too. We'll do that anyway. I think that's a good idea, but I think you're too afraid that other people.
I'm not afraid.
I think you're scared.
That's just me. That's
you
just
see your
how I am as a person. That's honestly.
You're shaking in them.
I'm as a person. I like.
You're shaking in them. Huh?
My biggest fear is someone not understanding, not you getting your feelings hurt, but you not understanding where I come from. So they're not
listen, but that's why I brought that up before. They're not going to give a fuck because they're going to pay for it. They're going to be like, yeah, I'm sweet. Everyone's going to see how sweet I am. And we're going to be like trash. And they're going to be like, fuck you, I'm pulling up. And we'll be like, well, maybe you could pull up with some better lyrics.
When I run the ads I'm not running it towards Detroit. I'm going to run it towards more so like Royal Oak and Troy. So we get, I'm gonna do it out.
So we get Southfield rap. I don't want to hear Southfield.
I'm not gonna do it mainly for. I don't really want to do all rap. I mainly when I run the ads for it, it's to people who do pop, R&B, singing shit. Like
that'll be good for you.
I like to review shit that takes like because this one dude said it really great on a podcast the other week. It takes no rap is the only thing ever that doesn't. You don't need talent for it. Like rap, you can.
That is bullshit. That's 100% bullshit.
I think to be six
and it's racist.
That's racist. To who?
To black people.
Why?
Because it is.
No.
I'm gonna leave it there.
Wait.
So look. Okay. Let me.
I think not. I don't think that. I don't think every rapper. I'm not saying you're not talented, but I just feel like you can make a lot of money in rap without having any talent.
In the 80s, men had long hair and makeup and wore leather, and they didn't have to be good. That's hair metal.
Mm-hmm.
It's trends, bro. That's just hopping on trends. It's not, you don't need talent. The people with no talent that are making it are good at marketing. I hate that fucking argument.
And I don't mean no talent at all. So I'm glad that you said that. I don't mean no talent, period. You like Blueface and Krishan, they are amazing at marketing. And Krishan's even pretty decent at making music, but and you can argue that Blueface has talent, but my thing is their biggest talent is definitely not the music. Well, like Catch Me Outside Girl, all the other like people who just did the shit, like their talent is more so in
the marketing, the moment, the marketing, the narrative. I mean, Blueface couldn't even rap on beat, but you know why we know who he is? Because he couldn't rap on beat, and now he can, and he probably could the whole time. He probably could rap the whole time. So here's the thing, though. It's like I don't like anyone who says that rap doesn't require talent is not listening to the right shit or that untalent. All that is your taste doesn't understand the market. Is that your taste is different from the broader market?
I don't think it needs talent.
But here's the thing, though, bro. Is like if everyone likes some shit and you don't, everybody else.
I would just say that. I mean, if you look at if you put that in other arguments, then it just defeats itself. Because if you look at murder and all that shit, it's like they are wrong.
Murder
there's like you probably know like 10 serial killers and it's like everybody there's a culture that like loves murder and it's great and it's like I think they're wrong. I do. I'm saying if you take that same argument, if you say anyone who has this against that, or if you say everyone who believes this way,
here's
you can't go against them,
so here's the thing though. If you have a personal opinion about a specific genre of music, that doesn't mean that music sucks. That means that music's hold on. I'm not attacking you. I'm just saying if you think a specific style of music sucks, the problem is not the style of music. The style is your taste. It's not for you. You don't have to like every because honestly, bro, the style like you like the rappers and shit. Like
I like melodies. When it comes to rap, I don't really need you to I just need you to not talk about killing.
Do you like Chance the Rapper?
I did.
I did not like his first album. I did not like Acid.
I don't know what's his first. I just know I liked Acid Rap. There's some songs that I like. It's just I pick bits and pieces from any artist, and it's like Chance the Rapper. I can respect. So even like a Jay-Z, I can respect a Jay-Z. I can respect people who I don't like. There's so many people I don't like their music at all, and it's like I know you're dope, but there's people who I respect, and I know you're not good at making music, or that's not your like. When it comes to, I'm never talking. Whatever I think is bad, that's not just I think you're bad.
I'm not attacking you. I'm saying as a general statement to say that rap requires less talent just means that
be successful. I feel like less than others. An R&B person, an R&B singer who can't sing can go nowhere as opposed to a rapper who can't rap.
Okay, I'm an audio engineer. Auto-tune Like it's different. It's listen,
come on,
because look, you're making an argument right now that pop music is better music than rap music.
Okay, I think that's a way that people can take it, but that is not. If someone takes it that way, I feel like that's a stretch, because if I'm saying that something takes less effort than something else, that doesn't mean that other thing is better.
But the effort is relevant.
It takes way more effort to be a lawyer than a rapper, but I'm
no. You're saying that it takes more effort to be a singer than a rapper.
Yeah,
it doesn't, because it's temperaments and talents, because it depends on the person. Some people are naturally good at singing, but they can't write shit. Some people are amazing at creating melodies, but can't keep time.
I guess I would say from a general basis. If you get specific, I mean, it's going to be proven wrong a billion times.
No, but this is
from a general standpoint. I mean,
it's
taste. If you ask me what's harder, what's going to take less energy for me, whenever I want to do something quick, I'm going to write. I'm going to rap. If I'm going to songs that I'm singing or anything with any type of melodies, it takes more work because there's more. Even an engineering.
For you, it's the opposite for me.
When we do songs that I rap, we knock those out. When we do songs that I sing, it takes a long time.
But what I'm saying is, it's the opposite for me. It takes me longer to rap than it does for me to sing.
Is it from the writing aspect, or you don't write?
Yeah, because here's the thing.
Write, so I guess
here's the thing. Bars are what a good bar is in context of the style. A good Detroit bar is bossy. A good Detroit bar is unexpected. A good Detroit bar is real. Okay. It's not the same as a hip hop bar. It's not the same as an auto-tune bar, because on auto-tune shit, you can get away with saying way less impactful shit.
Yeah.
So when I'm doing auto-tune music, because I'm good with the melodies, I can just kind of say generic shit. When I'm doing Detroit rap shit, I have to be more mindful of what I'm saying, because it has to hit.
Well, because that's the thing. You saying it has to hit, but I know when I say bad, I'm trying to get to that point that's below what you're thinking is bad. I'm saying people who don't think it has to hit. Because there are people who don't think it has, because you're saying it has to hit. There are people who don't think that and you can hear.
Are these people with careers?
No.
Okay, well then
that's what I mean. And that's why I was trying to get to your point. I'm not talking about people with careers who are, blowing up and, doing well. But I mean, but
look, this is what I'm saying is that good rap requires talent. Anyone with a career, they have talent. Because there's a lot of bad singers. There's a lot of people who make shitty auto-tune music. There's a lot of bad pop music. And we're going to see it all in the music.
But it's hard to say. I mean, it's hard because then from your perspective, it sounds like nothing is bad.
Nothing is bad.
Well, then what are you talking about? What do you mean when you say that you hear a lot of bad if nothing's bad?
It's your personal opinions don't mean dick to the market.
Well, I don't mean personal opinions, because I can tell you right now, I don't like Jay-Z's music, but I know he's not bad. So I'm like, it's not just, I don't like that. It's
specific markets.
It's beats. Why did the thing go off? I didn't press that. Oh, I guess it must.
We have to get into this argument. We have to get into this argument another time. But no, I don't like the statement that rap requires less talent. I just don't. Because it's not true. It's just not true.
I guess it is different per person. Because for me, yeah, it definitely requires the least amount of anything for me. Just because it's just talking for me. Or I guess for me, I just tell my story. So I guess it's just
you're a great
coming up with.
Listen, you're a great writer, but the way you write shit, it's a style. It's a style that is required to hit a pen. Yeah. But I guarantee you,
because singing songs, I don't have to say anything.
I can. That's exactly what I just said. So it's like, where is the?
But I'm saying it's harder because if you don't know how to sing, like if you have take someone who can't sing at all, at all, Jace. It's gonna take you more.
You're naive.
To go into.
You're naive, bro.
How? So Jace, if you can't sing at all, it's gonna be easier for you to sing than rap. How are you gonna be able to sing?
Yes, it is because I could slap auto-tune on it and it's gonna sound better.
But that's not.
Jace,
I don't think someone's you
can't argue with me on the production side. You just can't. You can't argue with me on the production side.
So you're saying that someone, if I'm saying, hey, I want to have the easier life, I can't sing, I should be a singer. No, you should be a rapper. Like that's saying if Sexy Red tried to have a singing career right now, no. It would probably blow up because of how funny it would be, but no.
Listen, Jace. Listen. You can get mad all you want, but
I'm not mad. That is dope. I can't believe you said that.
Because you don't understand what auto-tune can do for a person.
I mean, I've seen you do it to somebody and they still sign a tape.
Huh?
Yeah, like I'm saying, if you can't sing at all and you're just saying
artists who rap auto-tune, I wouldn't say that they can sing. You can't sing using auto-tune. You can't. Or you something fake just like makeup.
But it's about the record and it's about what it is right now. Because the way auto-tune works, it makes it.
You are just pro artist, but I'm saying if you're asking for the easier career and you can't sing, it's gonna take you longer with all that shit. You have to pay more. So I'm like, it sounds like you're just in pro that, but if you just look at it from an easier effort, I'm talking about exerting effort. If I can't sing, if I choose to be a singer and I can't sing, I'm asking for more work.
What if you want to be a rapper and you can't rap?
I mean,
what if you choose to be a rapper but can't rap?
I don't know what not being able to rap is, because rapping is just
bingo. We'll close it right there.
But you said that there's no bad though, so how can you not know how to rap?
Because if I gave it to you, then somebody else could take it. Baby, I get your body up. It's on the list of shit I tend to get a lot of, and then the list of bitches I've been in and out of. But that's not one that I'm particularly proud of.